Bridging provides a platform for individuals and organizations with the purpose of connecting authentic possibilities. I'm Jelena Akinola. Parkinson's disease, a disease typically known in a white old man. But with me today, I have a guest who's been diagnosed with this disease but does not match the stereotypes of Parkinson's. Welcome, Omotola, to my show. I'm truly happy you're here today.
Thank you for having me, Buki. It's a pleasure to be here.
Just thinking about, Parkinson's disease in your own view and from your own experience, how would you define that?
Parkinson's disease is a neurodegenerative brain disorder. Basically, it's an illness that of the brain that gets worse over time. There are quite a number of symptoms that are associated with Parkinson's, and the ones that people see are the motor symptoms like rigidity, stiffness, slowness of movement, the tremors,
I can see that right now.
and postural instability. But Parkinson's disease actually goes, in terms of the symptoms, goes beyond that to a lot of symptoms that people can't actually see. And some of the non-motor symptoms are anxiety, apathy, depression, constipation, loss of sense of smell. There's a whole host of things that people cannot actually see.
Sounds
tough.
Yes, it does sound tough. How did you get diagnosed with this, or what exactly happened?
So my earliest recollection of any symptom was, I think, about 9-10 years ago, about 2009, 2010. I noticed a slight twitch in this finger on my right hand. And at the time, I was going through, it was quite a stressful period for me, so I just assumed that this was due to stress. And then I went to see a doctor. He told me, he evaluated me. I was probably about, in my early 30s at the time. And he said, it's essential tremor. You have nothing to worry about. As time progressed, obviously, the tremors became much more visible and much more difficult to control or to stop.
How were you able to get the diagnosis of Parkinson's disease?
I saw quite a number of doctors. I went to my general practitioner, then I was referred to different neurologists. I did quite a bit of tests and scans and, blood work, and nobody was able to figure out what was wrong with me. Parkinson's disease, people usually erroneously think of it as an old white man's disease.
Absolutely.
Here you have a young black female presenting with these symptoms. So I don't think that was the first thing that would have jumped into the doctor's minds at the time. Test after test kept coming back negative, and slowly but surely, my gratitude started turning into worry because my hands were still shaking. So even though I was receiving all these negative test results, which were good on one hand,
you knew there was something wrong.
There was still something wrong with me, and I couldn't figure out what it was. I think it was in 2014. I was tired and I was done. I was done with not knowing what was wrong with me. I would go to the grocery store and try to purchase some groceries, and at the checkout line, the cashiers would ask me what is wrong with my neck, and I'd look at them and say, there's nothing wrong with my neck. And then, they'd be like, your neck looks very stiff. And this went on for quite a bit.
Oh, wow. How did that make you feel?
Very difficult to deal with. I don't think the people around me noticed it because the change in the stiffness of my neck was gradual. So
I see.
It wasn't something that my immediate family took notice of.
Yeah.
I was tired.
I can imagine.
I was exhausted. And in many ways, I was afraid because even though my doctors had never mentioned Parkinson's disease, Dr. Google had told me that I might have Parkinson's disease.
And did you ever talk to any of your doctors about that?
No, because I was afraid to verbalize it, and I felt like if I said it, then it would become a reality, and it was not a reality that I was willing to deal with at the time. When my tremors started, my daughter was 1 or 2, my son was 4 or 5, so they've grown up knowing that I have tremors. So I didn't really look out of place to them. It's something that they're used to seeing.
Yes,
exactly.
Absolutely.
I would wake up with absolutely no strength in my arms. I wouldn't be able to grip anything. I wouldn't be able to move them properly. Now, after I get up 20, 30 minutes, maybe if I eat something, and then with time, I would gradually regain the strength. But it was really scary. I went to see a neurologist in South Africa.
Mm-hmm.
He did some tests and he was the first person in 2015. And he said, look, I think you have some form of Parkinsonism. I'm not sure, but your race, your age, and your gender
does not correlate with it.
Exactly, does not correlate with the diagnosis.
Absolutely.
He suggested that I travel to the UK to see one of the specialists here.
Okay.
And then take it from there. And that's what I did. And on June 17, 2016, I got diagnosed with Parkinson's disease. I was 35 years old.
Wow.
It was a few months shy of my 36th birthday.